Once seen as a relic of the Soviet past, the Ilyushin IL-96 is making an unexpected comeback, and it's turning heads in the aviation world. This isn't just a story about an aircraft returning to the skies. It's a story about independence, resilience, and power. Why is Russia investing so heavily in a design born decades ago? And how can an aircraft rooted in the past redefine the future of long-haul aviation? Let's take a closer look. The IL-96 wasn't just an airplane. It was a symbol of ambition. In the late 1980s, as the Cold War drew to a close, the Soviet Union envisioned a jet that could stand shoulder to shoulder with Western giants like the Boeing 747 and Airbus A340. The result was a sleek, wide-body aircraft featuring aerodynamic wings with winglets, a digital glass cockpit, fly-by-wire controls, and for PS-908 engines, a marvel of Soviet engineering and pride. But just as it prepared for takeoff, history intervened. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 dismantled the industry that had created it. Factories shut down, funding vanished, and the IL-96 became a plane without a future, too late for the Soviet era, too outdated for the new Western order. Yet, the IL-96 refused to disappear. It found new purpose as a government transport, carrying presidents, diplomats, and cosmonauts, quietly symbolizing Russia's determination to remain self-reliant in the skies. Fast forward to 2022. Western sanctions crippled Russia's aviation sector, grounding fleets, cutting off spare parts, and threatening to clip the nation's wings. In that moment of crisis, the IL-96 rose again, reborn as the IL-96-400M, now equipped with modern avionics, domestic engines, and advanced systems. It became more than a machine. It became a declaration that Russia would fly its own path, regardless of isolation. From the ruins of an empire to the turbulence of modern geopolitics, the IL-96's story proves one thing: dreams built to soar never truly fall. The IL-96-400M is the modern embodiment of Russia's aviation ambitions, a bridge between Soviet heritage and 21st century innovation. Its elongated fuselage, nearly 64 meters long, carries up to 370 passengers, offering cabin layouts from full economy to premium multi. Inside, the redesigned cabin includes modern in-flight entertainment, high-speed internet, and satellite communication, creating a comfortable experience for long-haul flights. But the improvements go far beyond comfort. The aircraft is powered by 4 PS-90A1 turbofan engines, each producing about 38,000 pounds of thrust. Combined with aerodynamic refinements and a 60-meter wingspan with swept winglets, it achieves a range of 10,000 kilometers, enough for intercontinental operations. Its advanced digital avionics, navigation systems, and collision avoidance technology allow the aircraft to operate safely, even in remote or restricted airspace. And while much of the world has shifted to twin-engine efficiency, the IL-96's four-engine design offers redundancy, a safety edge, on routes over oceans or polar regions. Beyond engineering, the IL-96-400M carries deep symbolic meaning, built largely from domestic components. It reflects Russia's pursuit of self-sufficiency in the face of international sanctions. It can even be adapted for both civilian and military purposes, from passenger transport to airborne command centers, making it not just a plane, but a strategic tool. While Boeing and Airbus dominate global skies with cutting-edge efficiency and massive supply chains, those same global links have become their greatest weakness. Both manufacturers now struggle with supply chain bottlenecks, engine shortages, and regulatory delays. The IL-96-400M, in contrast, represents a radically different philosophy, one built on independence and resilience over scale and profit, almost entirely built in Russia. It avoids dependence on foreign suppliers, though it cannot yet rival the A350 or Boeing 777X in fuel economy or noise reduction. It delivers something else: autonomy. For a country the size of Russia, the ability to maintain long-range operations without foreign reliance is both practical and political, costing under $100 million per unit. The IL-96-400M is also far cheaper than its Western rivals. Yet, challenges remain: limited production capacity, older pilot training requirements, and engine efficiency gaps. Still, its value lies in what it represents: self-reliance, strategic resilience. And national pride at the heart of this revival lies in even greater ambition: the PD-35 engine. This new Hibapass turbofan, producing 34 tons of thrust, is Russia's most powerful jet engine to date. Derived from the proven PD-14, it's designed to compete with giants like GE's GE9X and Rolls-Royce's Trent XWB. The PD-35 is more than an upgrade, it's the key to transforming the IL-96 OOM into a true competitor. By replacing its 4 engines with 2 PD-35s, Russia could create a twin-engine wide-body capable of matching modern Western airliners in performance, efficiency, and range. If successful, the PD-35 will mark a turning point not just for Russian aviation, but for the country's technological independence. It's a statement that Russia intends to build, fly, and sustain its own future. Regardless of global pressures, the story of the IL-96 is ultimately a story of endurance. From the fall of an empire to the challenges of modern geopolitics, it has remained a symbol of persistence, proof that even as history shifts beneath its wings, some dreams are built to keep flying. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more deep dives into the world's most fascinating aviation comebacks. And as we look toward the future, the IL-96 OOM and the PD-35 engine stand together as a blueprint for what Russia's next generation of aviation could look like, one built on lessons of the past and the determination to shape its own destiny. This revival isn't just about airplanes. It's about restoring industrial confidence, rebuilding domestic supply chains, and proving that isolation doesn't mean stagnation. In many ways, the IL-96's return mirrors the country's broader technological push from energy and defense to space exploration to reassert control over critical industries once dominated by global interdependence. Yet, the challenges ahead remain immense. Building complex engines like the PD-35 requires not just funding, but a vast ecosystem of skilled engineers, suppliers, and testing facilities. Certification for international operations also poses hurdles, as Western aviation authorities may resist recognizing Russian-built systems without global regulatory cooperation. Despite this, the program continues to move forward. Ground tests of the PD-35 are progressing, and prototypes of the IL-96 OOM are already taking shape at the Voronezh Aircraft Production Association. Each completed airframe represents not just a technical achievement, but a political message. Russia will continue to fly on its own terms. There's a poetic symmetry to it all. The IL-96 began as a dream of independence during the final years of the Soviet Union. Decades later, in a world defined by sanctions and fragmented supply chains, that same aircraft has become a vehicle for renewed sovereignty. While it's unlikely to challenge the global dominance of Boeing or Airbus anytime soon, that may not be the goal. The true purpose of the IL-96 OOM lies in self-reliance, ensuring that Russia can design, produce, and operate long-haul aircraft without external dependence. Its success will depend not only on engineering, but on endurance, the same endurance that kept the IL-96 alive through decades of uncertainty. Whether it becomes a commercial success or remains a symbol of national determination, it has already accomplished something extraordinary. It has turned a relic of the past into a statement of the future. As the engines spool up and the runway stretches ahead, the message is clear. Russia's aviation dream never died. It simply took a long, determined climb back to altitude. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next chapter in aviation's most surprising comebacks. The skies are changing, and history, it seems, is ready to take off once again. And perhaps that's the most fascinating part of the IL-96 story. It's not just about metal, engines, or aerodynamics, it's about the persistence of vision. When most nations might have abandoned such a project as outdated or economically impractical, Russia chose to rebuild it, not because it was the easiest path, but because it represented something deeper, the ability to stand on its own wings. Every rivet, every redesigned panel, every new circuit in the IL-96 OOM carries the weight of that philosophy. It's not competing for market share. It's defending an idea that technology can be a form of sovereignty, and in today's world, where the global aviation industry depends on thousands of suppliers scattered across continents, that idea feels more relevant than ever. Supply chains once considered unbreakable have proven fragile. One missing part, one political decision, one factory shutdown, and an entire fleet can be grounded. That's where the IL-96's value truly lies. It's a reminder that resilience sometimes matters more than efficiency. While Boeing and Airbus perfect their globalized networks, Russia is betting on a simpler but bolder strategy.